Hello again. All these videos have a 15-minute time limit and I went over. So um, we're continuing our discussion on typography. So this is basically where we left off. And I had just made this stop a tint. What I want to show you now is how to make it a color, how to make a new color. So under swatches, when I click this, you can see all these different colors that are here. What we want to do is create a new color. And right in here, this I call the hamburger. It's this row of lines. So I'm going to click that and I'm going to say new color swatch. Automatically it's come up as CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And I can move these sliders to alter the percentage of those colors. So you see what's happening. But I can also go in here and put in numbers for those colors, okay? The swatch name right now is named after what the percentage of the colors are. I can click that and I can give it a new color title if I want. And then I can just say okay, and it will save that hot pink. So if you see the color CNYK in these boxes, I'm going to show you what happens if I change a color swatch to RGB. So I'm going to create a new color swatch again. Instead of CMYK, I'm going to make it RGB. And here I can play with the different levels to get the color I want. So I find it a little bit challenging to get exactly what I want when I'm trying to work with RGB. So I prefer to work with CMYK. You may feel differently, whichever you feel most comfortable with. What CMYK is, it's the colors that are in printing. So when you print something on a piece of paper, you're going to have those 4 toner cartridges in your printer, and you're going to get CMYK. When you look at a screen, you are getting RGB. So if it's your phone, your computer, the television, they're all going to be RGB. So what I'm looking at right now on my screen is really RGB. So whether I have it set for CMYK or RGB, the output is going to be whatever device it's on, whether it's on a piece of paper or printing. It will matter which you use later, and we'll get to that in the future, not right now. So I'm going to keep this at CMYK, and I'm going to keep the name as the breakdown that I have, and I'm going to say okay. So once I have a color, I can also go up to this hamburger and I can say duplicate swatch. And so it makes a new copy of that same color. And I might want to do that because I might want just a slight variation of that color. So I can pick something. Oops, I accidentally had this highlighted, so I'm going to delete that line. That got a color. I'm going to highlight stop, and I'm going to give it this color, and then I'm going to highlight nothing and give it this color, and then I will hit a good and make it hot pink, and then I'm going to make this one idea. I am going to make it this color. So now when I look at the colors I have here, I might not like them as much as I did when I was playing with the little swatches. So I can, when I go and I click on this color, I can go and play with those percentages, and it changes it right in there. Let me move this over a little bit so you can see. So if I change this one, perhaps I will make it really yellow, pull back the magenta. Actually, maybe make it a little more magenta. Okay, to get a little contrast there. Oh, nope, still don't like that. So I'm going to, again, add the, oh, you know what? We can hit the preview. That helps a lot. So you can hit this preview instead of saving and going back and forth. So there, I think I like that. I think I'm going to just put a little bit back on that. Okay, there I go. And the good, I am going to make it a slight bit more purple. Okay, there we go. So now my arrangement, I want a good idea to be more prominent than Nothing Can Stop. And the Nothing Can Stop is a duller color, a lighter color, so that is helping, but size can also help. So again, I have dragged over both these boxes. I am holding down Shift, Command, Option, and I am going to drag them up to be a bit bigger. And I'm going to interlock this there, and I'm going to move Nothing Can over a bit to interlock with that. One of the things that I'm not crazy about is this feels a little off here. So I think maybe what I'm going to do is make this slightly smaller. But then I want to make sure that that G still fits in there a little bit. So it's a little back and forth. So I think that's okay. So now I'm going to put these more in the center of my page. I can also then play with color blocks because you know how to make a box now. So you can pick a box here and I can fill it with a color. So the outline was in the front, so that's why the outline showed up. If I hit this little round arrow that's very hard to see, that toggles it back and forth. So now it becomes this, and I can copy and paste, and I can play with maybe this one. Let's see what happens is the one, whatever's on top is what gets the color. So I'm going to make that nothing there. And so I have these two boxes here, so I can play with this. I'm just really fiddling right now so I can show you some different techniques here. So I'm going to move that up, and I'm going to copy this and maybe put a little block of color over here. Oops. So I think that's a bit too busy, but at any rate, I want to show you the different things that you can add to the page to really noodle and make your quote look appealing to you. You can play with the punctuation too, so this period can come out. One thing that people often do, and I don't want you to feel like you need to do it because I certainly don't think you need to, is to add quote marks. So I can make a box here and put in my quote marks. And then I can use this eyedropper to grab the text there. It disappeared because that text box was too small. So there are my quote marks. So now you can see that these quote marks are actually inch marks. Depending on how you have your program set up, they will be inch marks or they will be quote marks. To override this mark, I'm going to show you how to do that. On the Mac, you would hit Option. You can hit the, what is it called? The bracket. So that is Option with the closed bracket, and that's Option with the open bracket gives me 2 marks. And then if I hit Shift and Option, I get the closed mark. And if I hit Shift and just that mark. So they're all put together here now, so it's hard to see what I've got here. Sorry. Let me put some spaces in here and make my box bigger. So here, got that. So there. So these are together. So now I can go and Copy and paste. So now I'm going to delete these and delete this. Put that over here, and I'm going to go up here and delete the extra symbols here. So one of the things I need to do for you folks is I need to create a bit of a cheat sheet for people who are on the PC. So here I have my quotation marks, and you want to pull them down so they look not too awkward, and you can play with them. So that's one of the nice things about putting things in different boxes so that you can play with what happens. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to actually put it down here, aren't I? So there is my layout with the quote marks. So again, this was Shift and Option, and it's the closed brackets and the open brackets to play with the different symbols, okay? I hope this has been helpful. I look forward to seeing what you guys do, okay? Great.